Those are my qualifications. What's up, guys? Bromley called me out. Didn't call me out. He basically served this up on a platter for me. So if you see this, so I feel obligated now to make a response. I've watched the whole video. I just got done watching it this morning. And yeah, like it's a very good video. It's something that you guys should watch if you're interested in growing your bench press. He goes over like he's not dogmatic about the ways to do it. He gives examples of many ways to do it. What his kind of preferences are among those ways. I mean, there's nothing really bad to say about the video. The first thing I want to emphasize, or not emphasize, but kind of touch on, if you will, not like that. Unless you're into that, hit me up. Let me know, Bromley. Jesus Christ. Oh, congratulations! Let's all congrats Bromley. Like his wife's pregnant, he's expecting. So before I even get going any farther, man, congrats on that. I am a father. Welcome to the fraternity, if you will. And again, I told you in the comment section. Obviously, you can feel free to hit me up on anything related to that. I've got a lot of tips and tricks there. Remember, use your technique. Wide fingers. Yep. Underneath. Wide fingers up to your lap. Yep. Feet together. Yep. Extension. But back to the benching. So the technique he mentions, it's not extremely technical. And he's right, in comparison to, he mentions like a triple axel, a golf swing, and clean and jerks and things. And powerlifting in general is not very technical when you compare it to those sports. And, he mentions not to overemphasize technique. And I am very much in agreement with that. As somebody with a pretty technically efficient bench, I even, this is a part of a conversation with a client of mine in regards to bench press. So yeah, like you can overthink it, overanalyze it, which is what he talks about, and a lot of people do. And a lot of people will spin their wheels and get stuck not progressing because they are over-focused on technique and overthinking it. It's kind of one of those things, you run what you brung. Your technique only needs to be, if you're a power lifter, it needs to be good enough to score in competition. And it needs to be, relatively safe to where you're not getting out in these ultra bad positions that's endangering yourself when the weights get heavy. So yeah, I'm in agreement there. You find your technique, you make minor tweaks to it as time goes on, and a lot of times your body will naturally find that. I've mentioned to a bunch of people, in comment sections and group chats, about how a lot of the biggest bench pressers I know, myself included, as the years have gone on, we've actually brought our grip in, generally with a closer grip. Now there's going to be a point of diminishing returns when you get too close, but with a closer grip, you're going to feel much more powerful coming off the chest. I know, like, a lot of people will see and meme these light USAPL and IPF bench pressers who do max legal grip width and have a gigantic arch, and they're maximizing, again, sport performance, and more power to them. But for most people, especially the bigger guys, and when we talk about people benching 400 plus, it's usually not these smaller lifters. You'll find that you feel more powerful with your grip inside. And if you want to just kind of test something out on your own, get a training partner, or your wife if you're mad at her. I don't condone domestic violence. That was a joke, haha. But have them stand in front of you and, do like what would be a wide grip bench, all right? And then push them and have them try to resist and, see how hard it is. Put your grip inside where a normal grip bench would be, and then push them and have them try to resist and see which way moves them easier. It's this one, the inside, and I think that's why you'll see over time a lot of lifters do come in. But as far as technique goes, it is easy to overthink, and you shouldn't overthink it. You should find a good, safe technique that lets you efficiently move the weight, and you will get strong with that technique. So again, we're 1,000% in agreement there, and that's the first thing my spidey senses went off when I was watching this video, and maybe he thought he was going to trigger some powerlifters, and maybe some powerlifters will get triggered by that, but I am actually big time in agreement with him there, as far as that goes. Now he gets onto the programming part of things. And he basically talks about like going from bodybuilding on this end to uber specific high frequency on this end. For me personally, I started with both of those. This was pre-YouTube, pre-internet, but I bought a weight bench at Sears a long time ago, of course, because it was at Sears. With like one of the 300-pound weeder sets that come with it. And me and my bro would just bench press 5 days a week, heavy to failure, just fucking getting after it. We didn't know any better. We just heard people say, how much do you bench press? It didn't even dawn on me to, look on the internet and look at forums and things like that. Those existed then. I just, it wasn't a thought. I was born in the 80s, so it took a while for me to just think to get on the internet and do things. That's not intrinsically built into the way I think. So, we just, you want to get better at something, you do it, and we did it. And there's some beauty in that simplicity. Obviously, that isn't going to last forever. You're not going to be able to just indefinitely get the best results that way. You can certainly indefinitely get results that way, but you're probably going to run yourself on the ground. You're going to burn out. You're going to get injured, things like that. So, but that took me to, just over 400. That's kind of what got me there. It built a solid base. I said on another video, the best hypertrophy exercise for bench press is literally bench press. There's no way around that. It is going to literally build the literal muscles, and I'm saying literally 100 times on purpose to emphasize this. Literally. They're going to literally, move your bench press. Now, you do get beyond that. You specialize in some accessory exercises to emphasize, triceps or pecs or shoulders or whatever the case may be. But that's still ultimately for direct translation to your bench press and building the literal muscles that literally move your bench press. It's going to be bench press. It doesn't get any better than that. So I'm also in agreement that, probably a power building-esque on that side of the things is going to be the best method to build, a pretty impressive and solid and big bench press and get you jacked. Being jacked tends to help with bench pressing, obviously. And then at that point, when you do get very proficient at bench pressing and you have accumulated, a solid amount of muscle mass on your frame, that's when you can start looking at these sort of peaking methods, or other ways of being more specific to your bench press and not as much just general bodybuilding. And when we talk about this, we're really getting into the weeds. You're not going to add like 100 pounds, to your bench press. You can get up, say you get up to 450 pounds bench pressing in this sort of powerlifting or power building style, and then you really want to peak it, and you go to an undulating periodization or a more hyper-specific frequency type thing, where maybe you're not doing as much volume on a day, but you're getting more first rep touches. and things like that, 3-4 days a week, with just the bench press. Your 450 max might turn into 475. It's not going to be this super profound thing. And then when you back that frequency back off, your max is going to go back down temporarily, and you'll have to build it back up. And that's sort of how peaking works. So it's the more bodybuilding, power building style, even like a block linear thing, which is kind of what my shtick has always been. Repeating, cycles of, working in the bodybuilding range, and then the moving up to the strength range, and then peaking that strength range, and then resetting, and then just trying to beat your numbers from last time. Kind of the Ed Cohen, 80s, 90s American powerlifting style. That's how it goes. And it's not that, again, when you come off peak, that you just get fucking dilapidated and weak again. Like, when I peaked, and benched, 550.
Easy, man.
When I was off my peak and doing some more base building stuff, I could still throw up a 500-pound bench any day of the week. But, peaking just gets that little bit extra out of it. And then that little bit extra goes away when you come off of that peaking training cycle. That's kind of what I wanted to say about it. The video is really great. It's very long and extensive, and it's a lot more in depth than generally what I put out. He served it up on a platter for me, so I just wanted to get this out there, and there wasn't really a whole lot I could pick apart in it. He mentioned overhead pressing in the variations. I would probably stay away from overhead pressing so much and use other better variations for the bench press. If we're speaking specifically about bench press, obviously, if your goals are general strength related, or you're going to compete in strongman or something like that, clearly, I just wanted to throw that in there at the end and see who kept on watching. Peace.